Hey guys, it's John here this morning. I thought I'd do another garden tour because things look so good right now. It is the beginning of April and I want to show you guys all the flowers that are in our garden. I know we just posted one, but everything's blooming so quickly right now. We've had some warmer days and the garden looks absolutely stunning. So on our stair step bench over here, we have a mahogany splendors hibiscus that's waking up. We planted this one last year and it's pushing out some new growth. So we need to come back in here and kind of trim it down. I'd probably trim it down back to here so that I can push out some nice, beautiful growth for our summer garden. We loved having our mahogany hibiscus with our Lysianthus behind our Lysianthus in the summertime, and then in the fall, it was a great backdrop for all of our fall flowers. So on the first stair step bench, look at all of these calibrachoas, you guys. I love this pastel mix. This one's called Mix It Up Lavender, and then we have the Mix It Up Pink with the pinky yellow center. And we went with a really pastel vibe, and I absolutely am obsessed with it. And then we just have a yellow one. I don't know the name of the yellow one, but it's really cute. And we decided to keep the kales, even though they are flowering. Typically, I like to get rid of the ornamental cabbages and kales this time of year, but I think the yellow flowers really do bring out the calibrachoas, the centers of them, and of course the yellow calibrachoa as well. So all ties in really well, especially with this bench over here. This is my favorite bench that we have in our garden right now. These foxgloves look absolutely incredible, you guys. This is the Dalmatian apricot. That beautiful ombre. Kind of like a blushy peach color at the bottom, and then a beautiful, like, more salmon tone at the top. Absolutely stunning. But these foxgloves behind them have really grown a ton since our last video. These are the Camelot Lavender. I'm obsessed with this color. That beautiful Barbie lavender color. I love the pastel, but I think it all ties in really well with the calibrachoas. We use the same ones we mentioned, the Mix It Up Lavender and then the Mix It Up Pink, and then we added like a Kiss Pink, I believe is what it's called too. That really beautiful like magenta pink, absolutely stunning. When you mix them all together, we have more of the same foxgloves over here as well. Um, we kind of flank this bench with the same types of foxgloves over here, but we have the lavender, the apricot, and then the panther. This is the pink panther. It's a little bit shorter in stature and kind of a heavy brancher, which is great for your container garden. I think it does really well here. But I love the colors in the stair step bench with the foxgloves. I think they all tie in really well together with that beautiful like magenta, like pastel tone. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I want to plant a whole garden with this palette. It's so pretty. So moving on to the rest of the garden, you guys, it is absolutely stunning. Look at these foxgloves. I feel like they took forever to start blooming. Um, we did plant them late. We did plant them late. Our celotias, we had dragon's breath celotias in these pots up until like New Year's. So we planted them right around New Year's from the like 2.5 inch pots. And I was a little worried for the longest time that they were just going to be super short or stunted, but they just bloomed a little bit later, which is totally fine. We're still enjoying their gorgeous blooms, but they're absolutely stunning back here, and they are really taking the center stage in the garden. So we love putting them in the back because they get the tallest out of all the flowers. And then in front of them, we have the beautiful, these are the delphiniums. This is the Guardian Lavender Delphinium. It's kind of that baby blue color with that lavender wash to it. Isn't that stunning? It's one of my favorites. It's so pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. I just love these flowers so much. They do so well in the garden. Um, and then in the back here, we actually have, I think this is a rose, a Camelot rose. We got a little dark one in here. Isn't that cute? Not even plant that one. Rose, what are you doing? Yeah. Rose, come here. These are more delphiniums we have over here. We have some, gosh, what are these? These are dianthus. This is the Amazon purple, neon purple. They're kind of tired, but they've been blooming for so long and they were so pretty. They kind of close at night and open up more during the day, so I think they will open up a little bit more when the sun comes out. We have this gorgeous fern leaf lavender or Egyptian lavender. This is one of our favorites. It blooms almost all year, you guys. You just have to deadhead it. We do like to put it on the side of our house in a little bit more shade in the summertime just because it's in a container, but it does really well. We have this heliotrope that smells absolutely amazing, this purple one that we actually started last fall. It overwintered, kind of struggled a little bit during the winter months, but it's popping back now and it smells absolutely incredible. I love this purple color here. So pretty. A Bermuda Beach petunia, look at that. That beautiful pink one. We typically plant petunias here in the fall, but I decided to go to the nursery and I just impulse bought one of these petunias back in like mid-February. So this one was only 6 weeks old and it's already filled out this entire space here from a 4-inch can. It's really, really grown so fast. And of course we have this beautiful butterfly ranunculus. They're kind of towards the end of their lifespan, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly like purple ranunculus. It's one of our favorites. Just a heavy branching variety that does super well. I love these. And then we have some wedding pastel ranunculus that are kind of, well, actually, there's a bud right here, right in front of it. Those are some really cute ones, kind of like a blush white beige peach color. So pretty. So pretty. And then in front of that, we actually have more petunias. This is a tiara pink petunia. And it is trailing so much. Okay, I need to show you guys this. Let me move it out of its pot. This is one plant. One plant, you guys. Look at that. And again, this was only 6 weeks old from a 4-inch nursery pot. Look how incredible it is. Imagine this like in a container, like a large container, just trailing over the edge. Look how gorgeous that would look. So we have it paired here with some alyssum. We love the way it looks with this alyssum. Isn't that gorgeous? So these are all of the proven winner super tunias. This is the tiara pink with the alyssum. This is just a snow crystal alyssum, but this would do really well if you had like a snow princess or like a trailing alyssum in a container. I think that would look so lovely together. And then right next to her we have the Tweeny Peach Snapdragon. I thought this was the peach, but it might be the Tweeny Bronze. So I will keep you guys updated on what I find out. I asked my supplier what they are, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. And then behind her we have, of course, the more foxglove. This is the apricot foxglove. I love the apricot with the purple butterfly ranunculus and the pink ranunculus right next to her. We actually have more ranunculus back here that are kind of hiding. So I might move this pot if I can, but I don't know if it's going to be possible at that point. But this is kind of a mix of chamallow, and it looks like there's a wedding pastel in there too, just that really pretty color. But I feel like chamallow is definitely my favorite. The chamallow is this gorgeous pink one in front of her. Just a really, oh my gosh, beautiful blush color. Absolutely stunning. I love it. I love it. And then we have poppies tucked in here, just a few of them. We have a poppy right here. This is more of like a salmon color poppy. The bees are obsessed with that flower. It's so pretty. So pretty. And then kind of more of the same underneath. We do have more campanulas down here. This one's the Appeal Pink. Appeal Pink, it's a dwarf campanula, and there's three of them in this pot. This is a 12-inch pot, and this is just the cutest little fairy flower. Just imagine this filled up with water and kind of dumping it out if you have kids, like dumping it out after a rainstorm. It's the cutest little flower to it, and they can play with it. It's kind of like a little balloon. So we love the campanulas. We have more of the Tweeny Peach snapdragons over here, right underneath the ranunculus. It staggers really well underneath of them, which is absolutely stunning. And then above the ranunculus, we have more of the butterflies. This is the Helios. Helios. Not pretty. Just more of like a buttercream color. I love the buttercream um, ranunculus with the delphiniums and the foxgloves above them. I think they pair really well together. These are the delphiniums and then the foxgloves behind them. I think it just makes a really good trio. Okay, we'll show you guys the dark blue delphiniums. These are all guardians. All the delphiniums we are guardians, but this is just guardian blue. But look at this plum wash, you guys. Look how beautiful that wash is. Isn't that stunning? It's almost like a watercolor, like a tie-dye watercolor. So pretty. So pretty. And we use peony cages on all of our delphiniums. You guys can see that below. You can hardly even tell that they're in the containers just because they blend in so beautifully. Absolutely stunning. This is another bench we have next to our delphiniums. We have a lot more of the calabricoa. We decided to pop in some marigolds in here too. This is kind of cute. And then some celotias. We use a ton of celotias on the stair step bench. They love the heat, and I thought I'd get like a gold color to go with the calabricoa. I thought that would be really cute. So they're going to be blooming very shortly here and look absolutely stunning. So we have these. This is the kimono gold, the dwarf kind that only gets about 6 inches tall. So beautiful. And that's bonanza yellow, the marigolds. These are more of the Pink Panther foxgloves, and they're late because we did plant them kind of late this year, but they're absolutely beautiful. Again, you can see all the branching here on this variety. I think it's absolutely stunning with all the branches. This is my favorite one for cut flowers because the blooms aren't nearly as big as like the Camelots or the Dalmatians. They're a nice like mid-sized foxglove, so it's perfect to mix into arrangements. They're not going to overtake your bouquet, and they have beautiful like side branches that are perfect for those types of arrangements. So this is kind of the area, you guys, in our garden that we stagger our pots. We don't have room in the container garden. We kind of put them here until we kind of find space for them, or we kind of maybe switch up the color palette a little bit. We have a lot of super petunias here. This is a super petunia Vista Jazzberry, just a really pretty bright color. It's turning a little yellow. I think we just transplanted it and it needs a little bit. It's either getting too much water or needs some more fertilizer, but this is the Super Petunia Bordeaux. Um, Lovely purple color. Absolutely obsessed with it. The Saffron Finch. I love this color. I just really don't have a spot for it yet, so we're gonna put it into the garden once some of the other flowers fade. These are great flowers to have in our like spring garden because they can take the heat, but not. I mean, they don't like the extreme heat, but they can take a little bit of heat in the garden once like the softer spring flowers start to fade a little bit. And we do have the. This is the new Super Tunia Midnight. And again, these were all little 4-inch cans 6 weeks ago. So these have just exploded in growth, you guys. I love the habit of it. It's very compact. So I love growing things in containers like this, just a single plant in a container, so I can visually see how the plant grows by itself before I pair it with other things. So we have another butterfly. This is Musa, kind of towards the end of its life span there. Still really pretty, more of like a rusty red color. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we have, this is our last stair step bench that's next to her. Just a lot more celotias and calabricoa, kind of more of the same right here. So I'll show you guys the side of our house with all of our seedlings and kind of show you guys what we're prepping in the garden for after the spring is over. All right, so we are back in the kind of our shady nook back here. We have a lot of plants that we're prepping and planting that will kind of take this back area over here. We have a lot of cyclamen planted here, but they are starting to fizzle out. The 95-degree days last week really shut down a lot of plants. So we'll be swapping them out within the next week or two with all of these flowers that can take a little bit more heat. These flowers that I'll show you, they will last really until it gets into the triple digits like consistently. So we'll enjoy them for the next 2 months or so, and then we'll probably replace them with more heat-loving things. It is so dry here, so certain things can take the heat, but they can't take the hot, dry heat. And this area is kind of awkward because it gets, well, I wouldn't say awkward, but it gets morning sun in the summertime, but basically no sun the rest of the year. So I need to plant things that can take a little bit more sun in the hottest part of the year. So I'll actually plant probably some sweet potato vines, maybe some flowers back here, just to give it a little bit of interest. But for now, we have these beautiful impatiens. Look at these. We have some salmon impatiens here. I love this color. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I think these are all beacon impatiens. Then we have some purple ones, kind of like a bright fuchsia. I used to grow a lot more shamrocks in years past, but I picked this up from my friend Shanti at Whipstone Farms. Just a really pretty bicolor one. Absolutely stunning. We have some coleus. I went with like a more green and white coleus. This is the Wizard I forgot what color wizard one this is, but I think this would go really well with like more of the spring colors. In the fall, I typically grow more autumnal colors like the redhead or the dipped in wine. This is a really pretty bicolor one. So lots of coleus, then lots of these New Guinean patience. This is a lavender one that I thought would do really well, kind of giving us that beautiful spring palette. So these are all in 6.5 inch pots, and then we'll tuck them in above when there is space. Oh, we also have some really pretty dragon's wing begonias. I love dragon wing begonias. I think they just fill in the space really well, and they kind of just dangle in the air. It's really gorgeous, and I love the shape of the leaves. So those are absolutely beautiful. We do have some lamia in our garden too right now. Just a really pretty silver one. That's been a great foliage plant over the winter months. I think it's gonna bloom for us, but we'll see. I've actually never grown it before, so I'm excited to see that. We have a ton of these like ivies. So these are just ivy like plants that I get in the house plant section, and they do really well for us outside in the shade here, and they'll actually last all year long, given that they're getting absolutely no sun in the summertime, but they're actually flushing out some new growth here. So I'm excited. I just put these hoops on them. I get them off of Amazon. Make a really cute UV topiary with them. So those are really cute. We have some vincas. This is a periwinkle down here. They're starting to flower. I know this is invasive in some areas, but it's not here. They're just growing on the crack in the house. But we need to trim it up. It looks really pretty. But look at these dragon wings kind of in this nook right here. I think it's really, really unique. This is a rose dragon wing color, by the way. There's 4 plants here total. Look how gorgeous that is. So stunning. And there's a little wire vine in here. I love adding wire vines to pots in the shade. I think they just add such a beautiful texture and dimension. They kind of just shimmer in this area. So that's the shade nook. We have the area on the side of our house where we have a lot of plants that will be on the stair step bench not years to come, in the next season. And we also have a lot of plants that we sell on our website, and we do local pop-ups as well too. So these are all of the coxcombs that will go on the stair step bench later on this spring. These are the Think Pink. It's a Brainiac Think Pink. Last year I grew the Brainiac Raven Red, and I loved the growth habit on them. I love the color, and I thought I would grow more like spring colors for our, late spring, early summer container garden. So we have the pink here, that beautiful. If you see, look at that. It's actually starting to make a little tiny head. They're so cute. But I'm obsessed with this foliage. The dark foliage, I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I didn't realize how dark the foliage was going to be when I got it, and I'm kind of living for it because we have the magenta one, which just has the green foliage, but it's going to give us a nice magenta one. This one's called Mad Magenta. I'm so excited to see this one bloom. I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. We have some mixed containers down here as well that we potted up with you guys. Um, just we had some bulbs in here, some daffodils, some mini ones earlier this spring, and we wanted something to kind of take their place for the summertime. So we popped in these guys, and I hope they do really well for us. We have some zinnias behind here. These are all dwarf zinnias that we have in here. This is there's of course I didn't label these, but we have 3 different types. We have the Dreamland Pink, we have the Magellan Salmon, and we have the Dreamland Coral. So kind of a 3 like more peachier sunset tone zinnias that will be blooming in this container garden. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous. This is a, it's called Patio Pastels. It's like a Lavaterra. I think it's like an annual hollyhock is what I got from it, like kind of the gist. But it's in the mallow family, and I'm so excited. Usually things in the mallow family do really well for us here in Arizona, and I'm excited to see how these do for us. I've never grown these before, but they're already starting to stretch and put out some nice growth. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on how those do for us. The crate garden is looking, it's looking good, but we have dumped out quite a few crates just because the anemones really started to shut down recently. They do not like the heat, so they're usually the first to bloom for us, and then they're the first to kind of shut down. But we saw some really pretty ranunculus. We have some butterflies back there, as well as some salmon ones. We have these really pretty porcelain ones. These are one of my favorites. These porcelain ranunculus. Look how gorgeous these are. Ugh, they are so stunning. I just love the white tips to them. They're so pretty. So pretty. We have a ton of lisianthus that we bumped up here. We use these in our container garden or our clients' container gardens, but they're just waiting to bloom. We pinched about half of them, just so we kind of have some staggered bloom times here. But once you pinch them, we pinch them about right here. They're starting to send out some new growth. You guys can see that. So these will all be new stems, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get 4 stems instead of one giant one. We'll get 4 stems that are a little bit smaller, but still great. We like to do that in containers, um, in the ground, really cut flowers. It's great to have more stems and cut flowers when you do that. So behind here, these are just more plants that we're kind of staging to plant later, but we have some status. This is like a sea lavender, a perennial status, really pretty color. We have some fireworks gomphrena here as well. This is a great, more like heat tolerant flower. We love these. Lots of mahogany splendors hibiscus. Oh, we have some Lavaterra, mahogany splendors hibiscus, and then we have some salvias that we're going to plant. This is let's see if we can find a purple, purple in bloom. It doesn't really sound like a specific name, but it's going to be a really gorgeous one for our like late spring, early summer garden. Usually these types of salvias don't do super well for us, like during like 115-degree heat waves, but these are going to be great for our late spring garden when we just need some things to fill in. But in the back, we have some really fun angelonias that we're starting this year. We have some fun new varieties. This is the black angel feather black. Look at that black angelonia. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? I'm so excited for these. And then we have the berry sparkler. So if you guys see, look that close, it has like a raspberry and purple bicolor bloom to it. Look how beautiful that's going to be. Oh, I'm so excited. These are going to be so stunning. So we're acclimating a lot of summer things out here and kind of getting them ready to plant probably in like 2 weeks. We're planting a lot of stuff in like 2 weeks. So a lot of the same thing over here, lots of lisianthus. And yeah, we're excited to plant them all up, you guys. Alrighty, you guys, thanks for watching this video. And Renly and I will see you in the next one.